Welcome to this week's episode of Riding the Wall podcast with your once again undisputed tag team champions of the podcast world.
Absolutely. I'm Justin.
And I'm Chad.
Nobody's challenged us for the belt yet.
Nope.
I wouldn't either.
That'd be a bad day.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, for somebody.
Yeah. Did you have a good week?
It wasn't bad. It's been hot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first time I had a shirt on in 5 days.
Yeah. It's miserable.
But it could always be worse, right? Could be a foot of snow out there on the ground.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That would definitely suck.
So, how was your week?
I was working all week. I didn't have a day off until today, which was nice.
You've enjoyed it?
Yeah. Yeah. Went up and had a couple of margaritas up there at the PV restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling the effects of that.
There you go.
And the room's only slightly spinning right now, so if I sound a little slow, that's probably why.
Hey, I get it, man. I get it.
You might look over here and I'm just laid up on the desk there, just snoozing.
I'll kick you.
Yeah, just drop kick me, I'll be alright. But yeah, work. It sucks, but got to enjoy a day off, so it's good.
Right on. I wouldn't know about that. I've been off for 2.5 months.
Living your best life?
Yeah, trying to.
There you go.
Trying to. So, well, how you feel about Atlanta after seeing that race?
think
as we was talking earlier, I didn't get to watch it. I don't get that channel to come on. Plus, I had my kids, so
yeah,
I made the day with them.
I think it was one of the more exciting races that we've had this year.
Yeah.
I think with that rain moving in,
they were getting aggressive.
They were getting aggressive a lot earlier on, and I think it made them last 75 laps just feel like every one of them was the last or could be the last. So I think it made for some long-term excitement, not just an end of the race thing.
Yeah, I caught the highlights Monday. I watched the highlights on my phone, and it was some aggressive racing, which I like it. I'm a big fan of aggressive racing.
Yeah. Did you see the highlight where Ross Chastain just kind of ramped over? I forget who it was he's bouncing off of.
I did.
It was in the Corey LaJoy. I think it was the Corey LaJoy wreck. And they were kind of, field was starting to wad up there and hit the brakes and swerve and all this stuff. And all you see is come out of the smoke is Ross Chastain. He just dukes a hazard over top of this other car. It was pretty cool in a replay.
Was it a train car? I mean, because if it's Dukes of Hazzard, you got to jump a train,
Well, yeah. But that was a pretty cool highlight when they show that in replay. But
yeah, it sucked to see Corey LaJoy go out.
He was making a run to the front.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it sucked to see him get involved in that because, we're Corey LaJoy fans,
Yeah, friend of the show.
Right. So, but for fantasy reasons, I was pretty happy about it because there was a handful of people that took him.
Yeah, there was quite a few. I think some of them was because they listened to me back in the spring. I sold Corey LaJoy on that, but my wife was one of those that took Corey LaJoy, and she was already complaining during the whole race how he was just laying out there in the back. He ain't even trying to go up front, just cussing him and stuff. And then there towards the end, he just started moving up, so she got pretty excited about that, and then bouncing off the wall.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
A lot of them experienced drivers, they prefer to hang out in the back like that just to let that big one get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Hamlin's a big advocate for that.
Yeah.
It don't matter if he qualifies 10th. By lap 2, he's already letting himself step back.
Mm-hmm. And I think my driver Chase Elliott this week did that. Because it seemed like he had absolutely no interest in going to the front.
Yeah.
And that was pissing me off.
He's in a Chevy.
It's like, and there was times where he made a move where he'll pass like 5 or 6 cars in a lap, and it's like, oh, here he goes. He's gonna make his run, and then no, he kind of stalls out, and then he starts falling back.
Oh shit! I forgot the plan.
Yeah. We're having some radio issues. What was that again? Yeah, he's so he had no interest, it seemed, in going to the front, but I really didn't think a Chevy was going to win with Byron.
I don't think a Chevy would have if it had been rain delay.
I tell you who was impressing me just watching that race was Michael McDowell.
Yeah.
I mean, it was right before he had his pit road incident. You know, they were showing him, and he was just passing cars on the bottom side, which nobody was wanting to go to the bottom side at that point. And he was just passing them like it was nothing. And he was doing it on his own. He didn't have anybody helping him, really. So I noticed that. And then he had his pit road incident where he ended up losing his fender. So I thought, well, the aerodynamics of that's just his day's done. And then no, here you go at the end of the race here, without a fender, he's still running with all these guys up front. So that was pretty impressive, because normally you don't see that. You see that aero damage; it's going to take them down.
Yep, it'll happen.
So, did you hear the news this week about the Busch Light stuff?
Oh, I know. Yeah, they're going to Trackhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trackhouse got Busch Light as a sponsor for the next. I don't know if they did a 1-year contract or a 4-year contract.
I think it was a 4, but I'm not sure. What do you feel about that?
I'm all right with it. I mean, obviously, that's my drink of choice,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a happy marriage because that's my drink of choice, and they've been always been sponsored my driver of choice, Kevin Harvick. So, with this year being Kevin's last year, I mean, it's all right to try something new. You know what I'm saying? It's I know we got Josh Berry coming in to the number 4 car with Stuart Haas when Kevin retires at the end of the season. So it'll be exciting to see who Stuart Haas has on board to sponsor Josh Berry. But that's my only big takeaway from it is I'm a huge Stuart Haas fan. Obviously, got the logo right now on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like seeing that money go to another team. That's my big hit with it.
Yeah.
I don't. If Kevin Harvick was still going to be there, I'd have a big problem with it. But since he's not, let him try something new.
Yeah.
I mean, put that Busch Light on a Chevy, see what it'll do.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of mixed on it too. I was hoping that they would go to Kyle Busch. It was just a perfect match,
Yeah.
I don't even know if Kyle Busch was in the discussions to get him, but it just seemed like it would have been perfect if it would have worked out. So, and I like Kyle Busch. So.
Yeah.
So I think that would have
been a pretty cool thing, and they did that. I think at Bristol last year, because Kyle Busch was a big favorite to win Bristol, like he is every year.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the All-Star race last year. I can't remember, but one of them races, they said we're not putting Busch on Kevin's car because Busch is the favorite to win the race.
Yeah.
We don't want to. We're not going to jinx ourselves. And they put something else on the car, but it was all in good fun and laughter,
But I don't know. Chastain, he's not been bothering me lately, so he's kind of off the radar. So if he's off the radar, then I don't have a problem with him. I'll cheer for him a little bit, but so for that sponsor to go to them, it's going to help them out quite a bit.
Who's to say it's not going to be on Suarez? It's going to Trackhouse. That's all they've said.
Well, I think they've been advertising the watermelon, and I've seen some pictures of him. I don't know how legit they are, but so I just kind of think that it's kind of giving the impression that it's going to go to Chastain.
Right on. Or maybe Trackhouse is going to fill a third car. That'd be pretty cool.
They might.
I mean, we used to run with 43 cars in the series, and here lately there's been 37, 38.
Yeah, so something like that.
Maybe they're going to fill the third car and put SVG in it. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be something to see.
I mean, he's 1 for 1.
Yeah. Yeah, so I seen that news earlier in the week, and I just didn't know how you'd feel about that, being a big Busch Light man.
Yeah, I am. I'm just glad they're staying in racing. It's it could be worse. Could be like Lowe's when Jimmy Johnson left. Lowe's said, "See ya."
Yeah,
that's a lot of money to the sport. So I'm just glad they're sticking around.
Yeah. What about going to New Hampshire this weekend. How do you feel about that? Is there anything that sticks out in your mind when you think of New Hampshire?
Not really. No.
Me either.
Other than Brad Keselowski winning so many times. I mean, he's good there.
Yeah. Yeah, the only, well, nothing really sticks out in my head as far as past races at New Hampshire, other than the fact that was where Davey Allison had his last race. Um, that's the only thing that connects New Hampshire to a certain, image. But I think as far as lately stuff goes, I'd have to give the advantage to Christopher Bell. I think he's gonna do pretty good.
Think so?
I mean, yeah. I almost picked him.
Wouldn't be a bad one. He won there once, I think, didn't he?
Yeah,
he got
last year.
Yeah. Yeah. But I went with the Toyota. I went with his teammate. So I went with Denny Hamlin. So
yeah.
And I went with Denny Hamlin because it's getting down to crunch time. And Denny Hamlin, he's pretty clutch. I'm not his biggest cheerleader or nothing, but him and Kyle Busch are probably the two most clutch drivers out there. And we're getting down. We got, including New Hampshire, we got 7 races till the chase.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
hopefully Toyota could do it again for fantasy reasons.
Yeah. I think they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough to beat.
Ford usually dominates that track.
Yeah. I was going to say, Toyota's, they've had a pretty good little track record these past few races up there, so I think they're going to do good. And Ford's right there with them. I mean,
they're having a tough season. Ford is. But,
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. After Atlanta, we got Chevy's 112, Toyota's still at 5, Ford's still at 2, so it seems like the ticker's only moving on one manufacturer there. I think that might change this week, though. I think somebody else is going to win it instead of a Chevy.
Yeah, I do too. Unless rain pops up again and gives Chevy the win.
Yeah. Yeah, that could happen. Not that they would do that on purpose, but no.
Right. You'd have a green, white checkered in the rain.
Yeah.
Was there any penalties after Atlanta?
Not that I've heard.
I haven't seen any.
Not that I've heard. No real drama. No real penalties. I guess that's what we want, right?
Yeah. Didn't end under green, white checker. I mean. Yeah.
Don't give us a whole lot to talk about, but yeah.
So we got, just got done with Atlanta. We go to New Hampshire. I think it'll be a good race. After that, we go to Pocono, and I like the tricky triangle. It's I don't think we need 2 races a year there, but I like it just because it adds something different to the season. It is, they call it the tricky triangle for a reason, and I like how them guys get out there and handle that track. So that'll be, you got Pocono, then right behind it you got Richmond. Richmond's always a good race.
Yeah, Richmond's anybody's game there. Pocono, I don't know. I've always been kind of I'm on the Pocono fence, whether I like the track, don't like the track. I mean, there's things about it that I like as far as that straightaway, how long the straightaway is, just the fact that it's not just any driver can go out there and run on it, because it is only 3 curves and they're all the same, or they're all different, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what Pocono reminds me of. Remember when we used to race go-karts? We had dirt tracks that we raced on. Pocono's always reminded me of Bubby Hall's.
Yeah, that big track out there in the trees.
Yeah, that's what it's always reminded me of, because it was a triangle.
Yeah.
And it was fun to run on.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun track. Looking back on it, it always amazed me how we had that turn going right in between them 2 trees. There was barely enough room for the go-kart, but we did it anyway.
Everybody handled it okay.
Yeah, we did all right.
Bubby Hall, he always did good. And listen, airplane was flying over right before he went in between them trees. Warbird! Bang!
Yeah, he did spot them warbirds.
Yep.
Well, you got anything else for New Hampshire? You want to go ahead and start this fantasy already?
Let's jump right in. I don't have nothing for New Hampshire. I
I
mean,
don't.
I'm
I
looking
don't.
forward to it. We'll see what it brings out of
I
it.
think it's going to be an exciting race.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it'll be a green white checker. I do.
you think so?
Yeah, yeah. We ain't had one in a minute. I think it's what it's gonna come down to. And I mean a literal minute because I believe Chicago Street Race finished under green white checker, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, when SVG won.
Hmm.
So we'll see what happens. But
Oh.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna jump right into fantasy.
Okay, go ahead.
So new points are out. Joe is up there still leading. He's kind of the new hunter. He's gonna sit up there for a minute.
Yeah.
It seems like he's got a 13-point lead on number 2, Josh.
Look who's in number 3.
I know it. I texted her.
What'd she say?
She's pretty happy.
Yeah,
I
I
said,
bet she
Mom,
is.
you need to look at the point standings. She said, I did. I'm in 3rd. I said, yeah. I said, Chad said he's gonna move right to the top. You gotta
Yep.
watch her.
Yep. And she's doing just that. She ain't slowing down. She moved up 4 spots from
Uh-huh.
last week, and that's
And
already
she
being in
took
the.
McDowell at Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the top 10 and you move up 4 spots. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's done. I don't know if she'll get to the top, but she might get to second.
Well,
I think.
Points are getting closer together.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm in a sandwich down there.
I'm up to 6th, right behind Hunter. Him and Chris are tied for 4th right now. Hunter's, it's like he's got an engine block tied to his foot or something. He's going right to the bottom. He's going fast.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he's falling pretty quick. It's like,
I'm only 1 point behind you, Hunter.
yeah.
He knows that. So he took Keselowski this week. Two in the top 3 did. So that'll be good if Keselowski can. I mean, I want to see him do good, but for fantasy reasons, he can. Go
well,
ahead.
he was. My pick was actually my 3rd choice. My original choice was going to be Christopher Bell, but I've already used him once, and I don't think I'm ready to burn him yet. So that's why I didn't pick him. My 2nd choice was going to be Brad Kay. But like I said, I've used same situation as Bell. I've used him once. I didn't want to burn him yet because I've got a few tracks in the future that he would be good at. So, and I haven't used Truex at all. So this is, being up in that New England area, it's one of Martin Truex's home tracks. So
yeah, he's.
he runs pretty consistent.
Yeah,
there.
you can't count him out anywhere really.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't take him on the dirt, but just about anywhere else you can. He's got a chance.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's who I picked, and then I find out just a few moments ago that HR Scotty picked Martin Truex also.
Yep.
It's
He took
disheartening for me.
He took the same driver as me last week, the same driver as you this week. I think he's found our notes.
Apparently he has.
I'm the only one out of the 26 people that took Hamlin this week.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
That could move me right to the top.
It could.
I mean, if them Fords have a bad day, which I hope they don't, because I'm a Ford guy. But I mean, you let Harvick and Brad Keselowski have an accident or an engine issue, anything to take them out of the race, I'm going to the top. If Hamlin wins.
Right.
I mean, I don't have, what is he? First place is 36 points ahead of me.
Yeah, if you win,
and let's say
and Keselowski has a bad race, you got
Brad and Harvick go out early in the race.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in first place.
You could be. Boy, that would piss HR off right there. He'd be mad, but I'm just trying to catch you all right now. I feel like Hunter. I'm just kind of falling down there. It's 1 spot a week. I'm in 14th. Like I said, I went with Truex also, and I've got some Keselowskis and Harvicks right around me as far as picks. But I'm in the same boat as you. If I have one good race, these points are so close down there that I could jump 5 or 6, 7 spots,
Right. Yep, it can happen.
And I think that's a lot of people are in that same boat. But
We'll see. That's all we can do, right?
yeah, and it's a shorter track, so there's going to be a lot of action. I think this is going to shuffle some people.
Yep.
Well, as I'm looking down there, I do got to say for the Atlanta race, good job to Donovan for picking a winner. He was the only one that took Byron.
He got auto picked. Remember?
There he goes.
Yeah.
Well, he picked a winner.
Yeah, he got an auto pick.
Sometimes that pays off for you. I think that's probably that's how I got my only winner.
I don't have a win yet.
I think I've only picked. I don't have one for this year. I'm talking last year, the year before, like that. It was like the only winner that I remember picking.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick it, so. But
it happens like that sometimes. Except for Mike R. Mike R's been auto picked all season.
he's stuck on the bottom.
Yeah, he is. So, we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting interesting. Mama Jess is not liking where she's at.
No, I noticed she fell again.
Yeah.
Down 3 spots.
I reminded her earlier today that she's only 5 points away from getting passed by Paul. And I don't remember who it was in the text messages earlier in the season made it abundantly clear that Paul sucks.
Yeah, that was Riggs.
Yeah.
So, it seems like groups are kind of staying together. It seems like, me and HR can't get away from each other.
Yeah.
Tyler and Mike are about the same way. Mom, Hunter, and Jess are kind of the three that's just free floating up and down,
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was just wondering, how was Hunter surviving being this far down in the standings? Has he been complaining or anything?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't at all. Not a bit. He's usually pretty quiet, even when he's on top. He's usually pretty quiet, but I figured he's been on top since he started playing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I figured him falling to being tied for fourth, I'd start hearing some noise out of him, but not yet. Now, I mean, we see him get down there around 12, 13, something like that.
We'll need to check on him.
Yeah. Yeah. Been trying to get him to come on, join us for an episode.
Yeah.
Said he'd like to. Just a matter of getting our schedules lined up. So.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd get to meet this legendary hunter.
Right. So, what else you got for NASCAR? Got anything else?
No, I don't think I really have anything else. I'm trying to think. Oh, one thought that I did have earlier in the week was how rain played such a big difference on each one of the past 2 races.
Yeah.
I think it kind of
Shortened
it
Chicago.
took away from the Chicago experience.
And it added flair to the Atlanta.
And it did the exact opposite for Atlanta. It made them rush and constantly have that aggressiveness that they had. I thought that was pretty cool, just a contrast in that. But
yeah, 2 back-to-back races.
yeah, and have totally
2
different
huge
effects.
cities.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty interesting. But you going to any races here in the near future?
I ain't got nothing circled on my calendar. Probably hit the next I-65 Speedway race.
Yeah, I think that's next week, next Friday.
Is it?
I think they moved it to a Friday this week. I don't know why.
Might be more cars then.
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe they know what they're doing. We'll find out.
Yeah. Go up there, and if they don't, we'll tell them.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the last race that I went to. Was up there a few weeks ago, and then I think that's going to be the next one that I go to, and that one next weekend. So.
What about well, we'll be at the, obviously anybody that listens knows we'll be at the NRA race in Bristol, September.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
I like it because it's a bubble race too. You know what I mean?
Right. So it really gets crazy.
Yeah, I love that.
You get the craziness on the short track.
Yeah. Yeah, it always adds excitement.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that one circled on the calendar since they ran it last year and we knew the date. I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm going to have to look at the calendar to see if it matches up or it don't, but I would like to try and hit the World 300 up there in Indianapolis. I think that might be the weekend before Bristol. I'm not sure. They usually have that on the second weekend of September, so I don't know if it'll be conflict or not, but I'd like to get up there to that because it's been a few years.
Yeah.
But,
that's HR always went with you to that.
Yeah, he went up there quite a few times with me.
Yeah.
We got some stories about that too. I went on a beer run. If I hadn't went for a beer run, I would have got hit in the head with a big chunk of tire.
Really?
I mean, like a golf ball size chunk of tire.
See, and people make fun of me, but that's why I say you always wear a helmet. Always.
Yeah. Well, I would have needed one.
Yeah.
Because, Scotty was there. It was me, Scotty, and I believe it was the year that Steph went with us.
Yeah.
And we were sitting where we always sit, middle of the backstretch, and I don't remember how far into the race it was, but it was my turn to make the beer run, so I come back, and Scotty was like, dude, this big chunk of tire just hit right where you were sitting, just right after you got up and walked away. I was like, no way. Because, I was like, holy crap, that's a big-ass chunk of tire to come flying into the stands. And he's like, no, really, it did. And the guy that was sitting, like, the next row in front of us there, he was like, he turned around, he's like, yeah, it did. I was like, damn. So I could have got plugged back.
Racing gods were looking out for you that night.
Yeah, there was.
Beer saved another life.
It saved me again. But yeah, I'd like to go back up and hit that at some point because it's been some years since I've been up there. But that's the only thing I have scheduled. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right, folks.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you the room's still spinning for me.
Is it?
Yeah, just a little bit. It shouldn't be, but it is.
Margaritas will get you, bud.
I guarantee it. I'm not sure they had any mix in them, but yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, they take care of you up there at PV. That's how they keep them coming back.
They are not playing around with that.
No.
But anyway, I think I'm gonna go sleep this off, and
All right. Well,
we'll see you folks next week.
Right.
And wherever you go to the races, have a good one. Take someone new.
Yep. Have fun.